What's up, guys? I'm Duncan, and I have a Sword and Shield leak for you. At this point, this is basically confirmed 100% leak and not rumor. But as always, even though this lines up with all the information we got yesterday, was posted well in advance, and lines up with some stuff that I've got from the leaker that I super trust, who leaks to me, I also don't want to say it's 100% because there could still be incorrect information in here. Some things that leakers do is they put a lot of correct information in and then throw in a couple of curveballs just to throw people off or just to troll. So I don't want to say that every single thing in this post is real, but at this point, I think we can confirm that this is a leak and not just a rumor. Of course, I want to warn you guys that that means this is chock full of spoilers. If you don't want spoilers and you don't want information before Pokemon decide to officially announce it, this is the time to click away from this video and watch yesterday's video where we went over all the news from the Direct and the website without actually talking about any of these spoilers. I really wanted to separate them into two videos because I know there are people who are avoiding any leaks and unofficial spoilers. But here we go. Let's get into it. Here's the leak. Well, as you can see, it was posted on 4chan /V video games. And it was posted on Thursday, the 23rd of May. So a long time before the Direct. And we're going to go through all the information that proves that he knew what was coming in the Direct. And then we'll talk about all the stuff that wasn't in the Direct and is in fact new information. So your rival is named Hop. We did find that out in the Direct. We also found out that Hop wasn't our only rival from the website, where it said that there were other rivals by saying that he was one of your rivals. And so we'll also be facing off against other rivals. Found about the legendary Wolf, who will either have a shield main or hold a sword like Great Wolf Sif. Absolutely nailed that, so that's 100% correct. Dynamaxing, he nailed Dynamaxing. About supersizing Pokemon, he talked about another mechanic too. Sonia is Leon's former rival. It mentions on the website that she's his friend, but that sort of works out. Childhood friend, former rival. And she's researching the Dynamax phenomenon. That's true. There is a transit system. You'll have to go through the wild area at times. That was confirmed true. It's an open world biome that has a weather system and little pockets where wild Pokemon can Dynamax and have to be beaten in a 4-person raid, which is absolutely correct from that Direct. As you can see, this guy was predicting everything in this Direct really precisely. Pokemon will not walk beside you in the overworld map, so no follower Pokemon, unfortunately. And he says there's a lot he's missing and talks about the evolution. So let's go through this in order now that we can sort of confirm that at least he knew what was coming in the Direct, and even if everything else is made up, this is considered a leak at this point, because it did leak that Direct information at the very least. So your rival is named Hop, but you will also be facing off against Beedee and Marnie. So Beedee and Marnie are your other rivals. It looks like you got a trio of rivals. They're probably going to be friendly rivals, but I'm hoping one of them will be an antagonist rival. I really love the antagonist rivals. Blue is my favorite rival of all time. Silver's a close second, just because they absolutely were the bad guy. They were the enemy. They were a real rival, not some weenie who shares his food with you and heals your Pokemon. Team Yell is the gang in this game. I'm not sure how I feel about Team Yell being the gang, but they're well-meaning fans of Marnie causing trouble, which means Marnie's famous in some way, which is interesting. Team Yell, though, as a gang name, that's weak. That's weak. I hope that that's a bad translation or something, and you played a foreign version of the game or something like that, and that's a bad translation. Become part of the gym challenge, so to be able to challenge gyms, you'll have to get an endorsement. Beedee gets an endorsement from Chairman Rose and his secretary, Oleana. So we're going to have to get ourselves endorsed in some way. That's just part of the story. I don't think it's that important. Eternatus is the evil legendary. I like the name Eternatus. I like that our legendary Pokemon in this game have Monster Hunter style names. I like those more complex names. So absolutely down for Eternatus, the Eternity Pokemon, I'm assuming, who's an evil legendary. Please control over time, even if we've already had that in Gen 4. I'd like some sort of time thing, if it's going to be called Eternatus, or at least it's immortal or something like that. That'd be cool. Now we get to the real meat, the really exciting bit. Here we go. Dynamaxing and Gigantamaxing. That's another mechanic that was not discussed. Are the new dynamics that will supersize Pokemon in specific areas. So that we did get confirmed that Gigantamaxing only works in certain places, but that Dynamaxing does, but Gigantamaxing is a new part, and it's different from Dynamaxing as it changes what the Pokemon looks like. I really like this part. Meowth looks like a long cat. That's amazing. Long cat Meowth. Strange that Meowth is getting a special Gigantamax form when it already got an Alolan form, but you know, whatever. That's fine. Lapras gets layers like musical bars to its shell and musical notes. So it maybe gets wiggles like on on its staves on its shell and then notes on it. That'd be cool. It is a musical Pokemon. Pikachu looks like the retro fat Pikachu. Why can't they just give us a form of Pikachu? Why can't there be a Galarian form of Pikachu that is just fat Pikachu? That would have been so amazing. But you know what? Gigantamax Pikachu being retro Pikachu is good enough. It's a little nod to the past, and I love it. So I'll go with that. That's absolutely fine. Sonia is Leon's former rival, who is researching the Dynamax phenomenon at the behest of her grandmother and the professor of the game. We know that. That's all confirmed. Oh, the best part of this whole leak. It makes me want it to be true so badly. Some Pokemon, like Farfetch'd, will get region evolutions, like Surfetch'd. So regional evolutions, I think he means regional forms rather than evolutions, based on what I've been leaked personally. But, you know, that's fine. Regional evolutions like Surfetch'd. And Meowth looks like a ball of spiky grey fur. Again, weird that Meowth is getting another regional form. We'll have 3 forms of Meowth, which is a little odd to me. But Surfetch'd, I am down for a regional exclusive Farfetch'd who's a knight. I am down for Galarian Farfetch'd with a sword instead of a stick. I'm 100% on board with this. The game has already sold itself to me 5 times over just with that. That could be the only change. It could be Usum again, but we get Farfetch'd as a knight with a sword, and I'd buy that game. Farfetch'd is one of my favorite Pokemon, and this really made me happy. Here we go. Squovet and Greedent, if I remember correctly, are chipmunk Pokemon that will hide in berry trees and attack randomly if you shake for too many berries. If they attack, you lose half the berries that dropped. Well, we know there are berry trees that you shake to get berries, and we know that there was that screenshot of a kid from the trailer with what looks like a chipmunk / squirrel hybrid on his shirt as the new Pika clone. So I'm 100% believing that there are chipmunk Pokemon, or maybe squirrel chipmunk Pokemon, because he says, if I remember correctly. So maybe they are more squirrely, and they'll hide in berry trees and attack randomly. That sounds like the UK. Squirrels attacking people, perfectly normal. Even though this story is probably going to get me demonetized, when I was a kid, there was like a pandemic of squirrels attacking people in the local park because drug dealers were digging holes and burying their stashes. And the squirrels were getting into those stashes and then attacking people because they were equating people as having drugs. So we had druggy squirrels in my park attacking people when I was a kid, and that was a thing that went around, and we were told to keep away from the squirrels, which I think is absolutely hilarious. So the 4th gym is a fairy-type gym led by an actress named Opal. Milo, Nessa, and Kabu are the first ones. Okay. We know that Milo is a gym leader. Before fighting the gym leaders, you have to complete the gym challenges. This is cool. Milo has you herding sheep Pokemon named Wooloo, but Pamper, an electric corgi Pokemon, will startle them and send them rolling elsewhere. I like the idea of minigames to do the gyms. It brings back those challenges from Alola, which I really actually quite enjoyed as a concept. So absolutely fantastic that there's a sheep Pokemon Wooloo, which we've had confirmed, and there's an electric corgi Pokemon that sends them rolling around. That's great. Nessa has you running through a maze where water blocks the way, and Kabu requires you to get 5 points worth of Pokemon, but you have to be in a party battle with another trainer who's also trying to catch it, which is weird. There's another trainer who's trying to compete with you to catch a Pokemon and get points. Anyway, while there's a transport system, we've spoken about all of this, but you can also randomly see nearby players and interact with them to get their league cards and items. It looks like the players that you encounter in online are random, not just friends. So sort of public online in the wild zones. That's weird. Camping is how you play with your Pokemon now. I don't care about playing with Pokemon, but we'll go through this. Get 2 toys, a feather toy, and a toy Pokeball, which can raise friendship. You can make a curry, which raises stats and friendliness. Hopefully stats, it means EVs. It doesn't give them like a candy boost, because I am done with candy boosted level 5s that can beat level 100s. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, that looks pretty cool. It's just a nice mechanic for people who enjoy, you know, befriending their Pokemon and don't just battle with them. Pokemon will not walk beside you on the overworld map. That's fine. I've never been a massive fan of it. I didn't care about it that much. Scorbunny will have fighting moves, but is pure fighter. I think they mean pure fire. It becomes Raboot, but I don't remember the final evolution, except that it looks like a fighter. It looks humanoid. So apparently it stays pure fire, but it gets fighting moves and looks like a fighter. That seems like a bit of a robbery, because either give us a firefighting Pokemon and just be done with it, that we're getting another firefighting starter, or just give us a fire and a different type starter that doesn't look like it's a fighter. It's just awkward at that point. But anyway, the ones I love. Sobble becomes Sisile, and then Inteleon, a chameleon with a spy theme. That is awesome! Spy chameleon? If this is true, I might switch my starter from Scorbunny to Sobble. I might be part of the Sobble squadron. or the Grookey gang, because Grookey will end up as a giant gorilla that beats a wood drum to attack. This part's amazing, but there's also a part that massively contradicts another leak, which is the Riddler leak. And the Riddler had a really, really good run with Usam where he was right about everything he leaked. But then here, this completely contradicts that. And actually, the Riddler either missed Corviknight or his new leak is fake. And we will go over the Riddler leak very briefly at the end of this video. But I don't think that it is as accurate as this. So if they contradict each other, I'm going to believe this until further evidence. There's a lot missing, but I wasn't planning on leaking until now. I'm angry and upset. Don't know why he's angry and upset. And while I liked what I saw, I didn't get too far. Maybe he was fired? But then angry and upset is kind of giving that away, and you don't want to get caught by the Pokemon Company or the Nintendo Ninjas. When they come for you hard. And the best Pokemon so far is the Blue Seagull, who when it dives, either gets a Barracuda in its mouth or a Pikachu, which is really weird, which it launches at its enemy. Slinging Pikachus at people? I'm not sure that's true. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, let's go over the Riddler leak really fast and what matches up and what doesn't here. So the Riddler is a guy who goes on 4chan and just makes threads where he posts typings and pictures, and then everybody sort of amalgamates them into one image, but then this is that image that other people have amalgamated them into. So what lines up? Well, Squirrel, if Chipmunk and Squirrel are the same thing, Squirrel lines up, and then Hamster maybe replaces those Chipmunks. So Squirrel lines up, Hamster / Chipmunk kind of lines up. What else lines up? Well, I guess you can't say that the Dragon Lizard Chameleon thing doesn't line up, because maybe it could end up looking draconic, but even then, I think that that's shaky. What doesn't definitely line up is the last Grookey form being Sun Wukong here. If it's a giant gorilla that beats a drum, they could have had Donkey Kong Kongo beat, or any number of images here. And the lack of a Corviknight here, because the typings apparently, and somebody else amalgamated this, the Plague one, the one that looks like it could be Corviknight, is apparently a poison type. What does line up is a Snapping Turtle lines up with our Turtley boy. With this leak here, the other leak that we had, a few things line up. Overall, I think that the Riddler leak is very, very weak right now. Maybe Bird 2 is Corviknight and they're just being, you know, not as good as they were before, but Sheep lines up as well. I find it really hard here. I do find it really hard to sort of deconfirm or confirm the Riddler leak. I think we're going to have to wait and see. But right now, the leak I trust more is this one, and the leak I trust less is the Riddler leak, because this one is so specific about so much stuff that just at this point, he's either trolling in the most epic way by having some news and then making up the rest, or this leak is 100% confirmed and true, and we've got a lot of exciting stuff to come. If you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. It helps me out. Sub to the channel, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys with the regular content starting back up tomorrow, now that this news cycle is basically over. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!